Today we are in a beautiful town called Hoepertingen. It's located in a valley, at the transition from dry to damp husbandry. Its height varies from 60 to 92 meters and it has a temperate climate with mild winters and cool summers. Hoepertingen is very accessible. It's really easy to go from one place to another because it's a small town. Everything is nearby and can be reached really fast.
Now, we'd like to give you a little tour and show you why it's nice to live here. We start our tour at a place where people of all ages come to, the playground. In the winter, there is not much to do, only sometimes on Saturdays, when the youth movement of Hoepertingen, called Giro, comes here to play a game. But in the summer, it is a much visited piece of land. Grandmas, grandpas, mummies, daddies, aunts and uncles visit the playground daily with their kids. It always feels like a little party. Everyone's friendly and having fun, just like we're having fun, as you can see. Okay, enough here. On to the next fun spot.
While we're walking to the next spot, we would also like to show you some pictures of the charming town. This is where the doctor lives. If you're sick, you're always welcome at Dr. Delvo's house. As you can see, it's very quiet here. Many people who live here love this tranquility. It's mostly why they decided to inhabit the town. But the peace and quiet is disturbed at this place. The rooms of Giro Hoepertingen, where children from all ages come together to play games and just have a fun time. The nice thing about this youth movement is that it's a small, which allows you to get to know everyone, young and old, that lives in Hoepertingen.
This building on the corner is an old abandoned house. There used to be rumors among the teenagers of Hoepertingen that ghosts were spooking here, but that's obviously not true. For a while, people also gossiped that there were homeless people living here, but no one knows for sure if that's true. Sam has been in here before, and she said there were sleeping bags and clothes on the ground, so that, on the other hand, could be a true story.
Now we are at our next place, the church. At the moment we don't have a permanent pastor. The previous one is seriously ill, so unfortunately can't do his job anymore. The monument in front of the church is for those who died during the First World War.
Opposite the church is Mariagaarde. It's a castle where nowadays the nuns still live, but they are going to move within about a month. This place attracts a lot of tourists. In the summer, you can have a drink here, and there's also a small shop with local products. If it's very quiet and you come at the right time, you hear the church choir singing. They always come here to practice.
In the summer, people often come here to picnic on the large lawn. They also have two donkeys here. One of them is normally aggressive, but Ina wanted to be a daredevil and pet him anyway.
This place is something that makes Hoepertingen really special. If you look at how many tourists come here in the summer with their bikes, on foot or by car, that must mean that it's definitely worth a visit. Behind the castle there used to be the so-called forest of Mariagaarde as well. But in June 2016 there was a storm and the whole forest is now gone. The trees just snapped like matches and ended up in people's gardens. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but there was a lot of damage.
All these monuments and buildings are worth a visit if you ever find yourself near Hoepertingen. But those aren't the only special things about this little town. The primary source of economy is the fruit cultivation. A large part of the agricultural land is occupied by it. During the picking season, hundreds, mostly foreign, of workers are employed. As a result of fruit growing, Loza, a manufacturer of fruit juices, has been based in Hoepertingen since 1985.
You can also find meadows with cows and farmland where all sorts of cultivation can be grown in this beautiful landscape. Hoepertingen also has a very small clothing store for women called Pink. They sell beautiful and qualitative clothes to all sorts of women. This Saturday they're having a fashion show, so if anyone's curious. And naturally, there are also supermarkets, restaurants, a pharmacy, and cafes.
Huppertingen also has a primary school. The preschoolers, 1st, 2nd and 3rd grades are in this building. The 4th, 5th and 6th grades use a different building. This street is quite crowded every morning and evening. Then the parents come to bring or pick up their children and naturally the gossip can be missing.
At the school gate, while waving their children goodbye, they gossip about everything and everyone. Miss Sandra's new love, Emile's dad cheating with Josephine's mom, and much more. They sometimes even argue about whose child is the smartest.
For those who like to relax, there's also the Verborgen Parel. It's a private sauna located in Huppertingen. It's very nice there. You have a swimming pool, a hot tub, a sauna, a steam bath and warm lamps all for yourself. You also have the possibility to stay there with 2 people to sleep 1 or 2 nights in a row. The Verborgen Parel is very popular. If you want to book it, you have to do it months in advance.
Now about the people. There live about 2,130 people, that's 250 people per meter square. Most of them are very nice and friendly, they like the tranquility and everybody knows everybody. Huppertingen also has its town characters.
First of all, Jean-Marie and Ivo. Jean-Marie and Ivo live in Terede. Terede offers support to disabled children and adults. There are people like Jean-Marie and Ivo who really live there, but they can also just stay there for a few days a week.
The last town character is John. He sits in the blockade every night until late, drinking beers. He knows all the gossip of the village and is happy to tell you more about it. But you don't always have to believe him. Often the gossip is fake.
In short, Huppertingen is a pleasant town with friendly people. In the summer, it is certainly worthwhile to come here for a bike ride or a walk through the beautiful fields. Everything you need is close by, which is handy, because then you don't have to take the car for everything. Instead, you can go by foot while enjoying the beautiful view.
This was our tour of the beautiful Huppertingen. We hope you found it a bit interesting and that you will definitely visit the village, because it is worth it.